Hey, it's Dr. Ernst, host of the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Did you know that your joints can regenerate if you have normal thyroid function? Did you know that your body can burn fat while you sleep if you have normal thyroid function? Did you know that the energy you need to crush this chronic fatigue that most people are dealing with is because of your thyroid hormones? Did you know that brain fog is the #1 symptom of a thyroid hormone imbalance? And did you also know that most doctors don't check your thyroid properly? They look at TSH and T4, so you could have perfect thyroid levels according to your doctors, but still have a functional thyroid issue. If you would like to start losing weight naturally, allow your joints to regenerate, getting your brain focus back on track again, and having endless amounts of energy, join me for a masterclass that I am hosting on Saturday, December 13th. It's absolutely free. You just simply need to text your name, your email, and the word thyroid to 704-906-2094. That's your name, your email, the word thyroid to 704-906-2094.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Celliant Sleep Recovery. Our Celliant Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Celliant technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Celliant infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Celliant. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Celliant has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Get into bed to experience our smooth Celliant Egyptian cotton blend sheets. Protect your mattress against the sands of time with our Celliant mattress protectors. With our pillow protectors, you get the benefits of our recovery therapy. Explore new places and feel well rested throughout your journeys. Discover luxurious support that allows you to sleep in almost any position. Neck blankets are small and compact. You can bring them with you just about anywhere. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Celliant Sleep Recovery products today. Celliant. Recycle your body's energy.
What if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind. How can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1. We search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2. We test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3. We nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Hey, it's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you get to be set free from your health problems. My name is Dr. Ernst, and I want to say happy Thanksgiving weekend. I hope and pray that you guys had an exceptional Thanksgiving time with friends and family, and you just got to get together and really, truly lean into what you're thankful for. I'm thankful for this show. I'm thankful for the idea that we get to teach and educate you so that you can learn how to heal yourself, where you get real answers without guesswork, where you get to take your health back from a system that has lost sight of what healing really means. And if you guys have been listening to our show for any duration of time, yes, I have a little bit of laryngitis, so forgive me for the occasional cough or the clearance of my throat. But today we're going to dive into one of the most common and frustrating, misunderstood health mysteries that affects most people as soon as they hit the age of 40, 50, and yes, sometimes even 55 plus. I'm talking about a cluster of symptoms that most of us carry around like unwanted baggage, the cluster of brain fog that makes you reread the same sentence over and over again, or question, what was I doing, or what was I even thinking about? The fatigue that hits you even though you sleep for 8+ hours. That creeping weight gain that seems to always pack itself around your abdomen or your thighs or your hips, that no matter how hard you work out, no matter how much you change your diet, it just won't go away. And how they seem to distract us from the idea, medically, that joint pain, brain fog, weight gain, forgetfulness is not you getting older. It's not your genetics. It's a true connection to a twist. Most people think these issues are, again, because we're getting older. But I promise you, it's something radically different. These are not symptoms of aging. They're warnings. What if it's the equivalent of your body flashing a check engine light on your screen? And what it is honestly, it's your thyroid begging for help. Long before a traditional medical test is ever going to catch a thyroid condition. You see, what's fascinating is how universally these symptoms show up with almost everyone. I see them with leading CEOs that we work with, teachers, busy moms, retired athletes, even stressed out executives and those people who are in perfect shape and have exercised like crazy and have dieted like crazy and just go, I can't seem to shake these problems. And all of them tell a very similar story. My doctor has said my thyroid labs are normal and that everything I'm dealing with is because of my age or whatever. And this is where conventional medicine misses the mark drastically. When they check your thyroid, they're only relying on two markers that are very outdated. TSH, a pituitary hormone that doesn't actually tell us anything really about if your thyroid is functioning. So imagine trying to diagnose your heart and its conditions of health just by simply checking your pulse. That's what TSH is like when they look at your thyroid. And that level of oversimplification is kind of what we're dealing with today. T4, yes, the hormone that your thyroid produces, but again, it's an inactive hormone. So your T4 levels could be normal and your TSH could be normal, but downstream, you can still have thyroid health issues leading to your symptoms. And so you've been going, how do I get my brain sharp? How do I lose weight? How do I get my joints to stop hurting? And how do I get my energy back? And I'm here to tell you, it is your thyroid. As we unpack this today, I want you to imagine the possibility that these symptoms can have a singular root cause, not just 10, but one. And that cause can be tested precisely. I'm going to go over what are the tests. You might want to dig out your panels. Take a moment to go find them real quick. I'm going to show you what each test of the thyroid means, when it's high, when it's low, what to do. And if you stay with me as we do the whole show, we're going to show you the functional reasons, again, that we're tired, we're gaining weight, our joints hurt, and we have so much brain fog. And I'm going to give you 4, count them 4, natural solutions you can implement even right now to start taking your thyroid health back. And if you're someone who's like, man, I love this, I want to lose weight, I want my joints to feel better, I want my brain to be clear, take a moment and text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. For our live streams, I'm holding up our ebook. I'm giving this book away free. It's called Thyroid Heal Thyself. It gives you all the steps to activate your body's natural healing process for energy, for weight loss, for joint pain, and for brain fog. And in a couple weekends, on the 13th of December, I'm hosting a Thyroid Heal Thyself Masterclass, okay? I use the word thyroid, but I want you to know this. If you want your joint pain to go away, register for this event. If you want to start losing weight before January, like why wait till the new year when you can do it now? You could lose 10, 15, 20 pounds by the end of this year. Join me for the Masterclass. If you want your brain fog to go away, join me. If you want your fatigue to finally just leave, join me. 704-906-2094. It's a free online masterclass. Look, all you have to do is open your computer, click on a link we're going to text you, hop on at 10 a.m. on Saturday the 13th, and I will show you step by step by step. What do you do to lose weight, feel great, get your energy back, clear your brain, fix your joints, because it is the effectiveness of your thyroid. Again, the number is 704-906-2094, and we just need your name, your email, and the word thyroid. Okay, so why are these symptoms a check engine light for your thyroid? So let's look at this logically. What controls brain clarity? What drives energy production? What determines the speed of your metabolism? And actually, what influences joint tissue repair? Well, all of these are driven by your thyroid. It controls every one of these major activities in your body. Maybe you didn't know this. When your thyroid signaling is sluggish, meaning it still tests normal by your conventional physicians, energy productivity starts to drop. So all of a sudden, you're tired, you're brain foggy, you're sluggish. Mentally, you're slower than you used to be. This isn't aging. It's a psychological, physiological reaction of hormones. Low thyroid activity means your mitochondrial output, aka how you recharge your energy, is down. And guys, it's really, truly this simple. Then there's weight gain. And people think weight gain is usually a willpower issue, like I'm just not working out hard enough. I'm just not sticking to a diet enough. And I'm here to tell you today, no, it's a metabolic issue. Listen to this. Research from the Clinical Journal of Endocrinology shows that even a tiny reduction in thyroid functionality can drop your metabolic rate 30%. Like, did you hear that? 30% drop in the ability for you to burn fat if your thyroid is just sluggish. So imagine all of you out there taking thyroid medications, because that doesn't solve the issue, it just masks it, are having sluggish metabolisms and you're not burning fat. So you could be eating less, exercising more, and still gaining weight because your thyroid has your metabolism dialed down. And what about joint pain? Okay, because a lot of us, right? My knees ache, my elbows, my shoulders, my hips. Oh my gosh, is it arthritis? Is it old age? Thyroid hormones regulate the turnover of your collagen. Watch this. They regulate tissue hydration, how much fluid is in your joints, and it regulates global inflammation. So this is why high levels of a lot of different endocrinology journals will note that joint stiffness, swelling, and connective tissue dysregulation is almost always seen in patients with thyroid dysfunction, meaning your labs can look perfect. You could be not a diagnostic thyroid patient, but if your thyroid's slipping a little bit, which I'll show you how to find out if that's the case or not today, your joints could be hurting because your thyroid isn't allowing the collagen to turn over properly. And guess what the number one complaint of most of us 50 plus is? Arthritis is starting to set in. My joints are getting stiff and achy. No, you're not generating enough collagen to keep them hydrated and fluid enough so that they move without pain because of your thyroid. And brain fog, weight gain, fatigue, joint pain. This pattern is so classic that a lot of doctors, again, they just write it off. Well, you know, you're over 50. Welcome to the club. This is just the way life is supposed to be. And I'm here to tell you it is a flat out lie. We have patients in their 70 pluses golfing every day, running circles around everyone else because they've learned how to reset their hormones. Symptoms don't just show up randomly, guys. They are warnings. They appear as a trigger, and together they signal that there's a metabolic issue. So I hope and pray today, like we have tons of time to do this, that you let me teach you how to find out if your thyroid is a big deal. And how is your thyroid supposed to work? It's super simple. There's a hormone from your brain called TSH. It stimulates your thyroid to make thyroid hormone, but inactive T4. I know this is a little tough, but here we go. TSH comes to your brain. It lands on your thyroid. Your thyroid secretes T4. It's an inactive hormone. And so here's what nobody talks about. It must be converted into active thyroid hormone. 80% of that takes place in your liver. 20% of it takes place in your gut. So let me just ask you a question. Is it possible that your thyroid's working properly, thus TSH and T4 look normal, and your doctor says it's not your thyroid, but you're not converting it in your liver to the active thyroid hormone? Yes, it's a big deal. Or number two, is it possible that your intestines are inflamed and leaking and irritated like 90% of everybody? And maybe you're making antibodies or your body's attacking your thyroid hormones. So this is where symptoms begin. You can have a thyroid that's normal by TSH and T4, but it's not converting properly, or it's converting into the inappropriate hormone, what's called reverse T3 dominance. There's a lot of different variations to this. And why does conventional medicine fail at testing this, you ask? Great question. I love your guys' questions. Because it only looks at TSH and T4. It does not measure conversion percentage. Like, are you actually taking your thyroid hormone and using it? They rarely look for autoimmunity. In fact, it doesn't really ever measure the function of the thyroid in the first place. They're looking at a pituitary hormone, thyroid stimulation hormone. This is why major endocrinology journals, even like published studies, have said TSH alone is insufficient for diagnosing thyroid disease. Yet, it is still the major test that is run by most physicians. And here's the part that should alarm you, in my opinion. Most people with early thyroid dysfunction, meaning you have brain fog, you have joint pain, you have forgetfulness, you have weight loss issues, have normal thyroid hormone, TSH, for years. But their symptoms often gets worse. So you can't diagnose a symptom-wide or a system-wide issue just by looking at one single marker. So here, this is a great part for you guys, is the complete thyroid panel you should run. Like, this is the point where I would recommend, like, pull over, take out a notepad, write this down, okay? You need to get the right thyroid testing done if you want to find out, is my brain fog, my joint pain? Like, think about this. Can you imagine how awesome it would be if you never woke up again with joints that are aching, swollen, and bothering you? Hips and knees and feet and shoulders and like just all of it, right? It can go away. Can you imagine waking up and being 5 pounds lighter than you were the previous day? Like, you can lose 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds if your thyroid's working properly. Can you imagine waking up and being fully clear? Like, when I remember everything that happened yesterday and I have a fully focused mind and, again, tons of energy running circles around everyone else. That is the potential you have when you discover if any of these biomarkers are off balance. So again, grab your blood work. Let's see if you've had these tests run, and I'll teach you what they mean. TSH. And by the way, all of this is in our Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. If you want a cheat sheet guide along with protocols that show you how to correct your energy, your vitality, your weight loss, text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Do it now. I'll shoot you the ebook for free, and you can join me in 2 weeks as we launch the Thyroid Heal Thyself Masterclass. Listen, there are literally over 400 people already registered for this. We have 2 weeks. There's going to be probably 800 plus. So join us. Trust me when I say I can help you lose weight. I can help you get your energy back. We can help you to feel better, clear the brain fog, lose weight. And how awesome of a gift would that be for you before the end of this year? It's on the 13th of December. It's completely free. Yes, you just need to pay the price of picking up your phone and texting your name, your email, and the word thyroid to 704-906-2094. The number again, 704-906-2094. Okay. What, Dr. Ernst, is an actual real thyroid panel? Great question. It begins, yes, we have to look at TSH just because we want to see how your body's reacting. Thyroid stimulation hormone is not a thyroid hormone. It is a pituitary gland shouting at the thyroid. It's your brain saying, wake up, you're not doing what you should be. High TSH means the thyroid is not producing enough T4. Low TSH means that the thyroid is either overactive or, here's the trick, your brain thinks the thyroid is overactive. And thank you for texting in. You guys can hear these texts in the background, right? Ding, 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 ding. I love it. You guys are staying active. But TSH can be misread or misdiagnosed. Inflammation, medications, even being on a low-carb diet can shift your TSH. So a high TSH usually means that your brain is screaming for more thyroid hormone. And why does this lead to fatigue? Because it means your mitochondria aren't getting thyroid hormone. Why does it lead to weight gain? Because it means your mitochondria are not burning fat. Why does it produce brain fog? Because your neurons need thyroid hormone to actually fire. Why does it cause joint pain? Because thyroid hormones, I love it. Keep texting in, guys. Thyroid hormones are anti-inflammatory. So if you don't have the thyroid hormones, you get a lot of inflammation. Free T4, super important. This test shows how much raw thyroid hormone your thyroid is producing. Think of free T4 as like a storage tank. If free T4 is low, then the thyroid gland itself is underproducing. But even if T4 is normal, it's meaningless if you're not converting it into anything. Low T4, right? You don't have enough raw materials to make active hormone. This is fatigue again because the mitochondria don't get stimulated. It's weight gain because you're not stimulating fat burning. It's brain fog because you need thyroid hormones for brain activation. And it's joint pain because you're not regenerating collagen and creating fluid in the joints. There's a difference, though, between free T4 and just T4. T4 is a hormone that is attached to a protein. If your liver is inflamed or if you're protein deficient, this number can be all off balance. Low T4 is often an indication that your liver is sluggish and that you're not producing enough binding hormone to carry the thyroid hormone around. This causes brain fog and fatigue because it means you don't produce thyroid active hormone. It causes joint pain because, again, your thyroid needs to be present and functioning properly for your joint to regenerate collagen and fluids. Free T3, here's a good one now. Okay, most people don't get this. It is the single most important biomarker for your thyroid. Why? This is active, real thyroid hormone, not T4, T3. This is the hormone that determines energy, focus, weight, temperature, digestion, metabolism, and even mitochondrial output. So if free T3 is low, it's the classic, I feel like I'm falling apart, but my doctor says my thyroid's perfect. Brain fog because the neurons don't get the active T3 they need for synaptic function. Fatigue because the mitochondria can't produce energy. Weight gain because, again, you're not burning fat. Joint pain because collagen turnover is down and inflammation increases. T3 free, guys. That's the one you want. This is the one that will give you what you're looking for. It'll clear your brain. It'll give you energy. And I know what you're thinking. How do I get more free T3? Hang tight. I'll show you the 4 natural methods to boost your thyroid function in just a moment. You can jump ahead and get the cheat sheet guide, the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook, just by texting your name, your email, and the word thyroid to 704-906-2094. Okay, now we have a challenge. There's free T3, then there's just total T3. Total T3 helps you to understand the transportation of the thyroid hormone. If total T3 is low, but free T3 is normal, this is an inflammatory or a toxicity affecting carrier proteins. It's very important. Like, this happens a lot. It usually implies sluggish liver function. So what do we end up with? Joint pain, fatigue, and brain fog. The hormone is not being delivered to where it needs to go. And then we have another hormone that you need to check called reverse T3. This is like a metabolic emergency brake. When your body is stressed out, inflamed, or toxic, or fighting an infection, or nutrient deficient, you take T4, and instead of turning it into active T3, it becomes what's called reverse T3. And I'm going to throw it out this way. Reverse T3 is the biggest, most underlooked at hormone that doctors miss all the time, and it creates every symptom of hypothyroidism. Brain fog, weight gain, joint pains, fatigue. Again, notice the classic patterns. So you might have high levels of reverse T3, low levels of free T3, normal levels of T4, normal TSH. Your doctor says, oh my God, there's nothing wrong with your thyroid. But in functional medicine, we go, whoo, that is a conversion issue. No wonder you're so tired. Let's get the liver cleaned out. Reverse T3 levels drop, and guess what? Weight flies off. Energy comes back. Joints feel better. Can you see it? Ooh, I hope you can see it. Then we have the final test that most of you either have had done and no one explained it to you, or you've never had it run, which is looking at antibodies. Antibodies are important because they show the autoimmune attack against the thyroid, aka Hashimoto's. And I'm going to be blunt with you. If you're listening to my voice today and you're taking a thyroid medication, Synthroid, levothyroxine, Armourthroid, Natrethroid, whatever, Tyrosent, there's lots of them, you have a 90% likelihood that the reason that you were hypothyroid in the first place is because there's an autoimmunity that no one ever addressed with you. High levels of thyroid peroxidase antibodies means your body is attacking the enzyme that makes your thyroid hormone. So no wonder your T4 levels went down. No wonder TSH went up. No wonder your doctor said, you have hypothyroid. You got to take these meds. And no wonder you're still going, yeah, but I still feel like I'm falling apart, because it's an antibody issue. It could also be thyroglobulin antibodies. These are slightly different in that instead of attacking the enzyme that produces thyroid hormone, now it's actually attacking the thyroid hormone itself. And the challenge with this is if you're medicating and you have an autoimmunity, it actually means your body will over time attack what you're taking, your medication. And this is why so many people say, well, I started at 25 and now they put me up to 50. And then they put me up to 75, and I've even seen people 125. This is just dosages of your, thyroid medications. And they're like, I still feel terrible because, again, masking symptoms by making TSH look perfect doesn't solve the underlying root issue. If it's an autoimmunity, it can be fixed. If it's reverse T3, it can be fixed. If it's a conversion issue, it can be fixed. And that, my friends, is the best part of what I call segment 2 of our show. Yes, we have some commercials coming up. And during that time, I'm going to shift gears into fixing it all. But you have to learn it first. Okay, brain fog, joint pain, forgetfulness, fatigue. Yes, it can be your thyroid, even though your medical labs say it's not your thyroid. Because we have to go deeper into looking at root causes. Okay, so watch this. When I come back, in about a minute or two, we're going to dive into why it's dysfunctional in the first place. We just spent all this time today talking about how the symptoms connect with your thyroid. I gave you the entire thyroid panel that you should have your doctors run, and I gave you the cheat sheet answers so you can say, whoa, that was off balance. Here's what it means. Now you know your root cause. If you're like, wait, you just did that? And I didn't write any of it down. Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook, it's all in here for you, including reference guides on how to understand the labs and how to start a healing process. Yours free. Text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. I'm hoping right now you see why brain fog, fatigue, stubborn weight gain, and joint pains are not random. They're a predictable outcome of a sluggish, slow thyroid, which is why millions of people today are suffering unnecessarily, in my opinion. So now you understand the thyroid system. It's not just a gland, but it's an entire conversion and its activation and its transports. The labs we just went through will help you discover what it is. And when I come back, I'm going to show you the top 3 reasons that the thyroid's shutting down, meaning the root causes, and then how do you fix them so you can become your own doctor. Hey, take a moment right now as the commercials are about to begin. Text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. We'll get you registered for the masterclass on the 13th. Yes, 10 a.m. And yes, it's live. with me, and we'll shoot you the ebook. And don't go away as we come back, solving brain fog, joint pain, weight loss issues, and fatigue naturally with the Ask Dr. Ernst Show.
Wine is a fermented beverage that has been enjoyed by humanity for over 8,000 years. Our ancestors believed in its magical healing powers. Wine has been a well-studied part of our history, but recently it's changed. The wines sold today in most stores and restaurants are not the same wines enjoyed by our ancestors. Today, wine is a highly processed, factory-made product filled with toxins and industrial additives. The grapes are farmed with machines and heavy pesticide use, and the marketing is misleading and dishonest. Wines free from this human intervention still exist. They're called natural wines. These wines are a return to the old way of making and enjoying wine. Free from commercial additives, high sugar, and heavy alcohol content, these wines are a beautiful expression of nature. They're also extremely rare. Less than 1% of the world's wines are grown to this standard. They are made in hyper-small quantities by family farmers who work by hand using ancient practices. This is the kind of wine that derive from wine sources. We search the globe looking for pure natural wines, carefully nurtured by family growers who work with nature, and we take it a step further, sourcing wines that meet our strict criteria for farming, purity, and taste. We only work with organically grown wines, farmed without irrigation and without heavy machinery. Grapes are hand-picked and then fermented using native wild yeast, not the industry standard GMO yeasts. Our wines are pure, lab-tested by an independent enologist for metrics including alcohol and sugar. They also taste extraordinary, bright, fresh, and full of life. They jump out of the glass because they aren't sterilized or heavily processed.
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
And what if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. My name is Dr. Aaron Ernst, and hey, this is a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, where you get to be set free from your health problems. Hey, it's also a show that teaches you how to uncover the root reasons of how you can heal yourself and stop managing symptoms. In segment 1, or the top of the hour, we started the uncovering truth behind common symptoms that most of us face when we hit 40 to 50 plus. Brain fog, fatigue, weight gain, and joint pain. And how these aren't just random, but they're actually classic symptoms of a poor, underperforming thyroid, even if your labs and your medical doctor says it is not your thyroid because they only look at TSH and T4. So now in segment 2, we're going to go deeper. We're going to discuss why those symptoms are just the icing on the cake. But understanding now why the thyroid is slowing down, this is the key to unlocking real healing. And again, as I've mentioned this, every episode I do, we are going to tie a healing ebook to it for you for free. All you have to do is text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Who should text in and get this ebook? Number one, if you're taking thyroid meds and you're going, I wonder if there's a way I could reduce or get off. There is. Text in that your name and email to 704-906-2094. We'll shoot you the ebook. If you're somebody who's like, no, I don't take thyroid meds, but yeah, my joints ache, I'm tired, I would love to lose some weight. It probably is your thyroid. It's just downstream that you haven't checked yet. Text in and we'll shoot the ebook over to you. 704-906-2094. And don't forget, in about 2 weeks, the 13th of December, I'm hosting a masterclass. You could look at this as a way for you to kickstart your health revolution in December so you don't have to wait till January. Could you already lose 15 to 20 pounds by the beginning of the new year? Yep. Could you get your energy back? Yes. Could you get your brain fog gone? Of course. Can your joint pains go away? Absolutely. Because it's almost always a suboptimal thyroid that is being overlooked by your classic conventional physicians. Millions of Americans today are walking around on thyroid medications. Did you know it's the number one most prescribed drug in the United States month after month after month? Levothyroxine, Armour-Throid. People taking Synthroid or Tyrosent because we are told thyroid's off balance. We make it look good on our labs, but our symptoms are still there. Brain fog, still there. Weight gain, still there. Joint pain, fatigue. Listen, those symptoms, guys, are like a smoking gun. If medication made your labs look better and you didn't get better, it's because the root cause was never addressed. So in functional medicine, we see it differently. Major root causes behind thyroid, there's 3 of them. Poor conversion, we're going to talk about this, autoimmune attack against the thyroid, and cellular resistance, very much like insulin resistance, which causes diabetes. Your thyroid receptor could be interfered with, causing an inability for your thyroid hormone to bind in the first place. Just like insulin resistance causes diabetes, thyroid hormone resistance is real, but not that many people are talking about it. And when we address these, what you'll find is often very dramatically, without needing to take medications, your symptoms can break down, improve, go away. And I'm telling you, I've even seen people who've been taking 100, 120, 75 micrograms of their medications can start to reduce, eliminate, and even get off. So what is root cause number 1? It is the autoimmunity that affects 90% of people with diagnostic hypothyroidism, aka Hashimoto's. It is the number 1 major cause of thyroid dysfunction. This isn't rare. It's very, very typical for people to have levels of antibodies floating around, causing their thyroid to not produce the correct amount of hormones. Did you know it's the number 1 reason for hypothyroidism in the United States? When your immune system targets your thyroid tissue, inflammation within the gland becomes chronic. And this inflammation starts to disrupt the production of thyroid hormone. So what happens is this. In the beginning, your body starts to make an antibody against a production enzyme called thyroid peroxidase. The antibodies float around in your blood, they land on your thyroid, they attach to the enzyme, they shut the enzyme off, and your thyroid struggles to make thyroid hormone. Over time, there's another antibody that can form called thyroglobulin. Again, usually gut-derived. This globulin antibody floats around in your blood, and instead of going after the thyroid enzyme, it actually goes after the thyroid hormone T4. So we start to see an attack and a reduction. A, you're not producing thyroid peroxidase antibodies, or B, the hormone is going down because it's physically being attacked by the thyroglobulin antibodies. And one of the most alarming findings in all the research says this: antibodies show up 7 to 10 years before thyroid stimulation hormone and T4 become abnormal on a lab. So this means that you could be typically suffering with joint pain, brain fog, weight gain, and all these issues for like almost a decade, with your lab saying everything's perfect medically, but all during that time, the immune system is slowly just pinging at your thyroid hormones and pinging at your thyroid. This is why so many people live chronically and accept fatigue is normal, or weight gain is normal, or brain fog is normal, or joint pain is normal. I'm here to tell you it is not normal, no matter what your age is. When your body's healthy and is functioning as it should, you shouldn't be in pain, you shouldn't be fatigued, you shouldn't be chronically brain fogged. So here's the part that's rarely discussed. Your immune system does not just randomly attack your thyroid for no good reason. It's being triggered. Often it's from gluten exposure, leaky gut, viral infections. Epstein-Barr virus runs rampant in most people that have thyroid problems. Environmental toxins, mercury, lead, aluminum, chronic adrenal stress. All of these are things that can trigger an immune state. So if we identify the triggers and we remove them, guess what happens? Antibodies fall naturally. And I know you might be saying to yourself, my endocrinologist said I have this autoimmunity, and they said there's nothing that can be done about it. I just have to keep taking my meds. It's a story, right? That's what everybody says. I just have to keep taking my meds because there's nothing that can be done to get rid of antibodies. Well, I wish the conventional physicians would finish the sentence by saying there's no prescriptive drug we have for autoimmunity, or there's no techniques we've been taught. But are there ways for you to reduce antibodies when you go after it on your own? Yes. Research even confirms this. I want you to hear this. A landmark study done in Endocrine Reviews found that thyroid antibodies, not the thyroid hormone levels, are more closely correlated with symptoms of fatigue and depression and weight gain and joint pain than your thyroid hormones themselves. This means your thyroid could look perfect, but if you have antibodies floating around, it's an indication that the symptoms are showing up because it's subclinical. Conventional medicine solution is usually to ignore them. They rarely treat them. And even if they come back positive, guess what? They're like, well, we still need to make T4 and TSH look good, so keep taking your medications. Right now, the functional approach is completely opposite. So instead of chasing after the hormones, we go after the cause. Leaky gut, remove the inflammation, find the co-infections. Often it's Epstein-Barr virus. And we need to deal with toxicity like heavy metals, pesticides. When you do this, guess what happens, guys? Antibodies drop. I've seen it over and over and over again. Antibodies in the 200s down to normal, 500s to normal, even thousands to normal. Does it take time? Yes, but your body is self-regenerative. Root cause number 2, the inability for you to convert T4, inactive thyroid hormone, into T3. Guys, this happens a lot. This is by far one of the most overlooked thyroid dysfunctions. It's called poor thyroid conversion. So remember this, your thyroid makes T4, but it is inactive. That thing can do nothing. It has to be converted into active thyroid hormone T3. If your conversion is dropping, T4 looks perfect, it's not being converted. TSH looks perfect, but T3 is down. And if they don't test deep enough, you'll never see it. And your cells begin to starve for the active thyroid hormone they need for energy productivity, for weight gain loss, to lose weight by burning fat, and to regenerate your joints. Where does this conversion happen? Well, here's the kicker. Most of it's in your liver. The remaining part of it's in your gut. So if your liver is overburdened, backed up, toxic, like most people, then your T3 levels start to drop. If your gut's inflamed and leaking and dysbiotic, like most people, your T3 levels drop. If you're stressed out, you'll have high levels of cortisol, which makes the conversion go down. And this drop in T3 right here, rarely tested, because they're just looking at T4 and TSH, is why you could be so tired. Low levels of T3, think this, no energy. I try to do 3G, get it? Energy, T3, because they rhyme. Low T3 means slow neural conductivity, brain fog. Low T3 means you're not burning fat, weight gain. Low T3 means your collagen production. Look, everybody wants collagen. We're all like super jazzed about collagen peptides and collagen facials, and like your body should make its own collagen if your thyroid is working properly and converting it. A study done in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism confirms you can have normal T4 and normal TSH, but have profound symptoms of hypothyroidism due to an impaired conversion of T4 to T3. And if you add synthetic T4, levothyroxine, Synthroid, Armothroid, Tyrosint, it often makes the issue worse because you're giving your body a material it can't convert. It's like putting diesel fuel into an unleaded car and going, why won't the thing start? Because you used the wrong precursor. Fixing the conversion is not about taking more medication. Ready for this? It's about addressing your liver, about healing your gut, reducing your inflammation, supporting your minerals, selenium and zinc, and activating both phase 1 and phase 2 detox pathways within your liver. How do you do that? What a great question. I have it all laid out for you in the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. This is why you should grab this now. It's free, 100% gift to you. Text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. We'll send that to you today, and you can join me for a masterclass I'm hosting on Saturday, December 13th. I will show you specifically for you how do we get this corrected. Okay, third major cause, cellular resistance. This is the thyroid hormone resistance, just like insulin resistance. This is when your thyroid hormones look normal. Everything looks good in your blood. It's all great. Tests come back normal, but you still have all the symptoms because your cells are blocked. It's the same pattern we see in type 2 diabetes. There's lots of insulin, there's lots of sugar, but yet people are gaining weight and they're fatigued. Notice the symptoms, right? Plenty of hormones, just not functioning. Just like insulin resistance leads to diabetes, thyroid resistance leads to hypothyroid symptoms. This resistance almost always happens at the receptor level of your cell. It's not working. They're damaged, they're inflamed, they're blocked, usually because of pesticides, plastics, heavy metals, mold, flame retardants, synthetic fragrances, all the stuff we put on our bodies. When receptors don't work, T3, even if it's there present and active, it physically can't land on the cell and say, make more energy. It's one of the biggest reasons people say, I don't understand, Dr. Ernst, I'm on thyroid meds. My labs say they're normal, but I still feel like my body's falling apart. Ding, 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 ding. That is a hormone resistance issue. Again, there's only 3 reasons for it. There's not immunity, you're not converting properly, or your hormones are being blocked at the cellular level. If the receptors are blocked, it doesn't matter. You can take all the thyroid hormones you want. Your body will not listen to it. This is why people say, even when I up the meds, I'm still not losing weight. My hair's still falling out. My joints still hurt. Like, I know. Trust me, I've been doing this for 20 years. I know that this happens for a lot of people. The fatigue is chronic. The brain fog becomes daily. Metabolism slows. Joints stay inflamed. You just get told, you're getting older. A major red flag of this type of thyroid resistance is when reverse T3 starts to elevate. Reverse T3 is produced under stress responses, physical, emotional, toxic, or inflammatory. What happens is reverse T3 looks just like T3, but when it lands on the receptor, it doesn't let go. It stays in that receptor and it blocks it. Think of it like it's competing. Research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology shows that high levels of reverse T3 is strongly associated with fatigue, slow cognitive progression, weight gain, and joint pains. Notice the same four I've been talking about. Even with having normal labs. This is proving, I believe, a critical point. Normal thyroid labs mean nothing anymore. You have to get the right kind of panels done. We talked about it in this first segment. TSH, T4, both free and bound. T3, both free and bound. Reverse T3, thyroid antibodies. You get that picture and you look at them the right way, you're going to find the reason that your body's achy and not working properly. And I promise you, if you come to the Thyroid Heal Thyself Masterclass, you're going to find how simple it is to solve this. I'm going to give you the 4 corrective methods as a teaser, and I'm going to recommend you come specifically because you will find out for yourself what method do you need to go under. You can do that by texting the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. I'll send you the ebook, which will give you all the basics. You join the masterclass, you'll get it specific to you, and then you can start correcting your health on your own. How cool is that? 704-906-2094. Okay, how do we solve all of this? Top 4 methods of correction. I've got about 10 minutes to do this, so here we go. Number 1, heal and reduce the inflammation within your gut. The thyroid antibodies are a major player for almost everyone, especially if you're taking thyroid medications. You have a 90% likelihood that there's an antibody reaction going on you didn't know about. The gut is your command center for autoimmunity. Also, remember, 20% of the ability for you to convert your thyroid hormone into active thyroid hormone physically takes place in your gut. So when your gut is inflamed or it's leaking, what happens is T3 levels drop. Symptoms kick in. Leaky gut allows undigested food particles like bacterial toxins and gluten proteins and lectins to physically get into your bloodstream, and your immune system will see those as a foreign object, and it builds active immune inflammatory antibodies. This is where the antibodies come from. Chronic gut inflammation also produces inflammatory cytokines, the 2 most popular, interleukin-6, tumor necrosis factor alpha. I know what you're thinking, like, oh my God, Dr. Ernst, that plane just went over my head. How on earth am I supposed to remember any of this? It's simple. When your gut's leaking, you will become inflamed. These cytokines, okay, you guys have to know about this stuff. These cytokines, they travel in your blood, they go straight to your brain first, and they make it foggy. They get in your joints and they make them ache. They get in your body and they inflame your tissues and they block the receptors. Mostly, inflammation shuts off mitochondrial function, so fatigue starts kicking in. Can you see the connection? Heal your gut. This means removing inflammatory foods, specifically dairy and gluten. I'm thinking of a patient recently who was like, wait, I have to stop drinking milk? Yes. I have to stop eating bread? Yes. Okay, I can tell you, promise, like if you just simply stop drinking milk and stop eating wheat and grains, rice and corn for just a period of time, even 4, 5, 6 weeks, you will see your symptoms start to improve. Shows you that those cause inflammation within your gut. When your gut starts to heal, conversion improves. Antibodies start to drop, inflammation slows down, and what people say is, man, I'm thinking clearer since I stopped eating wheat. My digestion's working better. My joints feel better. I lost 4 pounds because they're sealing their gut. In functional thyroidism, we would say, hey, it's also helping your thyroid to get better. Okay, number 2, you have to detox your liver. Your liver converts anywhere between 60 to 80% of your thyroid hormones. So the major converter to active thyroid hormone is your liver. Most people's livers are congested, fatty, inflamed, exposed to toxins. So what happens is the conversion goes, and we don't get a lot of active T3. because our day-to-day lives often fills us with chemicals, we have to start detoxing. So research shows that people with high levels of toxic exposure typically have low levels of thyroid hormone. So this connection between toxins and thyroid is like direct. And we know mercury shuts off thyroid functionality. We know fluorine, bromine, and chlorine block the absorption of iodine. We know that if your liver is not fully able to detox, it'll produce more of the reverse T3. So when your liver becomes clear and you clean it out, and by the way, I have an entire liver detox pathway set up for you in the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. Even more of a reason for you to pick up the phone and dial on your SMS texting 704-906-2094. Boom, the ebook is yours. You come to the masterclass. I'll lay out for you the entire process. It takes more than the 10 minutes I have left. When your liver clears itself out, inflammation goes down, conversions go up, receptors begin to open. And what do people say? Man, it's like the lights turned back on. My brain's functioning. My energy's back. My bloating's gone. Oh, and I lost a bunch of weight. Number 4, you have to focus on your adrenal gland and the minerals needed for you to make thyroid hormones. Your thyroid requires specific nutrients for it to even make the hormones in the first place. Most importantly, selenium, zinc, magnesium, and iodine, and certain amino acids. We need proteins to do this. Selenium is required to turn the enzyme that makes thyroid hormone on. It also is the one that does the conversion from T4 to T3. Most people are selenium deficient when we test them. You can get selenium from eating Brazil nuts or taking a selenium supplement. Zinc is needed for TSH stimulation and for your immune response. Low zinc levels are associated with lots of thyroid antibodies and a very slow metabolic rate. Zinc deficiency is very, very common. It also causes, ready for this, your hair to thin, your fatigue to kick in, your brain fog to show up, and weight gain. Notice the same symptoms that we talked about with your thyroid. You need about 50 milligrams of zinc as an adult per day. It's one of the most inexpensive nutrients you can get. I mean, like a 90-day supply might cost you $8. Magnesium supports your adrenal glands and helps to reduce stress, both of which, of course, are needed for the conversion of thyroid hormones. Without enough magnesium, cortisol levels go up and reverse T3 levels go up. Most people, again, when we test them, are severely magnesium deficient. Iodine is a tricky one. If you have an autoimmunity, do not take iodine. If you know for a fact there's no autoimmunity, iodine could help to make your thyroid make more. And step number 4, last one, adrenal balance. Cortisol makes reverse T3 go up. Reverse T3 blocks your receptors and leads to the thyroid hormone resistance. Now we have fatigue and joint pain and brain fog and weight gain. Chronic stress will suppress your immune system. It disrupts your intestines and it throws off inflammation. When cortisol is high, everything starts falling apart. Healing your adrenal glands begins with starting to get rid of inflammatory foods. See, most people are like, what supplement do I take to make my adrenals work better? No, eat healing foods. Download the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. I have an entire list of the nutrients and foods that help to support your thyroid. You can do that again by texting the word thyroid with your name and email to 704-906-2094. I mean, God, we've had 77 texts already. That's pretty good, but there should be more. It should be 7,000 texts. Like, the more you get this information for free, take, 15 minutes and read the ebook, and you're going to find the answers you've been looking for. When your adrenal glands start to work better, cortisol levels go down, reverse T3 levels go down, T3 levels go up, and their energy, focus, vitality, essence, all of it. So there you have it, the full truth behind why the thyroid often slows down. Not because the gland is broken, not because you're too old for it, but it's adapting to stress, toxicity, or inflammation. It's either not converting properly, that's root cause number 1. There's either an autoimmunity, root cause number 2, or it's blocked at the receptor level because of elevations in reverse T3, root cause number 3. Fixing those in the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook at the masterclass I'm hosting in 2 weeks. So when you do this, what happens? Your body can begin to heal brain fog lifts, energy returns, weight flies off, joints stop aching. There you have it. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm at the top of the hour. I'll see you guys next week and also in the masterclass. Be blessed. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.